If you're an MBA aspirant with some work experience, or if you're a fresh graduate but planning to get into MBA this year, you know what is going to be the most important question that will be asked in MBA interview. It is going to be about your job or about your internship. Hi everyone, this is Avdut Wagmude. I am Ahmedabad graduate and I am a consultant by profession. And in this video, we are going to discuss about how to answer questions on your work experience. We'll try to understand how to prepare about this section and how can we answer questions on this section smartly. Okay, let's get started. Before getting into how can we prepare for this section, let's try to understand why exactly is this question even asked. Why is this section even important for the MBA interview? Okay, so see, MBA is a professional degree. MBA is not a specialized degree the way your undergraduate degree like engineering, arts or commerce. It's a generalistic degree where you're taught about all the sections of businesses. You're taught about how to manage business, how to handle business, and how to understand business. Okay, so just to understand whether you are a good fit for MBA or not, it is paramount for MBA panel to understand what has been your experience in the business environment in the past. And there can be no better environment than your job to understand this. So that's why understanding about your job, about your work experience becomes very, very important. Now, as you have understood why it is important to understand about your work experience, let's try to understand how can we prepare about work experience. Okay, to prepare about work experience, you have to focus on three important components. One, you have to understand the industry in which you are working right now. Second, you have to understand about the company in which you are working right now. And third, you have to understand about your job role in that company. Now, all the three sections are equally important and questions can come from any of these three sections. So what we'll do, we'll try to understand each of these sections in detail. Now, if I try to explain each of this section, the video will go really long. So what I'll do, in this video, I'll try to cover only first section, that is about industry. And in the coming videos, I'll be covering about second and third section. Okay, let's try to understand industry here. If you want to understand industry in which you're working in detail, you have to focus on again 6 sub-parameters. Sub-parameter 1 is industry value chain. We'll try to cover in detail what exactly it is and how to understand that. The second parameter is your industry size. Third parameter is industry growth. Fourth parameter is the list of major players in the industry. Fifth is about customer. And sixth is what are current affairs in the industry. Okay, 6 factors are again very, very important and we'll try to go into each of them in detail. Let's go into first. What is industry value chain? So first of all, industry value chain is something that will give you the functioning of an industry right from its start till the end. Let's try to understand that with a very simple example of a snacks manufacturing company. Let's say you have a company which manufactures a potato chips, something like a bingo or a potato wafers kind of thing. Let's try to understand the industry value chain for this. The industry value chain starts from farms where the potatoes are actually produced. These potatoes are now procured. They are transported into a central warehouse of some procurement company. Then procurement company will actually sell these potatoes to a manufacturing company who is manufacturing potato chips. Potato chips manufacturing company will transport these alus or potatoes from this warehouse to the company warehouse where it is stored. So there is entire inbound supply chain, we call it, where a potato comes from farm to a factory. That is one part of value chain. Then the second part is where there's a manufacturing of chips. Now chips manufacturing is a very complicated process. A lot of things are involved into it. You require manufacturing setup. You require building premises. You require government licenses. You require entire team to do this. I mean workers, officers, quality guys, maintenance guys. Then you require electricity. You require gas. You require water. You require a lot of things to do this. There is a manufacturing process. And after that, manufacturing of chips is done. There is packaging. Packaging ke baad there is a warehouse again. That is basically outbound warehouse. And from that warehouse, the chips packets will be distributed to distributors. There is a transportation involved. After that, it goes to distributors. From there, it goes to wholesalers. And from there, it goes to the kirana shops or the shops from where you buy the chips packets. So this is the entire length of industry value chain. To support this, we have a lot of functions. We have a marketing function. We have a sales function. We have a HR function. We have a manufacturing function and lot others. So we have a lot of other functions who support this entire value chain. This is the detailed value chain of a potato chips manufacturing industry. So you have to understand in whichever industry you are working, what is the value chain that you have. You can simply search on internet, okay, I'm working into airline industry, what is the value chain? Or I'm working into automobile manufacturing industry, what is the value chain? It typically starts from where the procurement is done. It typically ends where the service or a product is delivered. But it can be very different for different industries. So understanding value chain becomes very, very important. Now, while understanding value chain, you just don't have to understand value chain. You have to understand that which player plays at which stage. I mean, the company where you are working might be playing at any stage, right? If I just take an example of potato chips manufacturing industry again, you might be an ITC with just manufacturing and supplying the potato chips, or you might be some company who is just procuring the potatoes and delivering it to the companies like ITC, or maybe you must be just another company who is just providing maintenance service to the potato chips manufacturing companies, or maybe you are just a distribution partner for potato chips distribution. So you can play at any stage in the entire value chain. You have to understand your company's role into where you lie at. Okay, so that is the first important thing you have to understand, the basics of an industry, the industry value chain. Now coming to second and third parameter, that is size and growth. Size is very simple. For each of the industry, there is a national level industry size. In a simple terms, I'll say industry size is like what is the total potential earning that all the players in the industry can have when their final product is sold. So if you look at the potato chips manufacturing industry again, the size will be something like, what is the total quantum of potato chips getting sold in the market and what is their value in terms of money. That is the industry size. Now it depends upon what is the sale of each of the players in the industry. So you have to understand the size of industry either in terms of units, or you have to understand it in terms of value, that is rupees. You can get understanding of value by simply doing Google search. You will find a lot of analysis reports on online which are published by various consulting companies, various market research companies, or a lot of online sources which are available free of cost, which can give you understanding, okay, you're working into this industry, this is the total volume of the industry, this is the total industry size. Now coming to third parameter, that is growth. Now growth is very easy. Once you understand size, you have to just get estimation about how this industry is likely to go in future. You can get this estimation easily again from the analysis reports. Wherever you find size, there are always estimation about the growth given. Now you have to understand growth, but you have to also understand the rationale behind that growth number. Okay, why is this number really higher or why is this number really lower? Okay. For example, something like a rapidly growing infrastructure industry might be having a really good growth number because there is an infrastructure push from government. So it might justify the fact that this industry is likely to grow very fast. If you're talking about EV industry, electric vehicles industry is likely to grow fast because there is a push from government. So the growth is going to be multifold. Also, there is a low base because currently there are very less number of EVs available in the market. So you can always say that with a low base and a significant push from government, there is going to be very high growth. So to understand the rationale behind the growth number as well. Now we have covered industry value chain, industry size, and industry growth. Let's try to understand fourth parameter, major players in the industry. Now, once you have got understanding of size, you can also tap in key which are the major players in this industry, who is a market leader, who is the second best player in terms of market share, third best player in terms of market share, and why are they leaders, or why are they second best, why are they third best. Getting that rationale clear is very important. Now, it is not just important for you to understand biggest player overall, but it is also important for you to understand who are the biggest players across each of the value chain stages. I mean, somebody might be really good in manufacturing, but somebody might be really good in distribution. Somebody might be really good in procurement. Somebody might be really good in transportation for that particular industry. So you have to also focus on different stages of value chain here. Okay. Coming to the fifth parameter, which is again the most important parameter, and that is understanding customers. Now, customers are key to any business, correct? But understanding customers is very, very important because that is the way business is defined. Now, if you're talking about electric vehicles have a very typical customer behavior right now. People don't believe in the electric vehicles and their quality right now because of certain incidents that we have seen for Ola electric bikes or some other electric bikes like that catching fire and something in the recent few years. So the current customer behavior is that they don't have much faith on the EV units that are produced right now. So that is a current customer purchase behavior. That is a current customer perception about the industry. Now this matters a lot because industry has to put a lot of efforts on changing this customer behavior and bringing them to a normal stage. So understanding customers is very, very important. Now this customer behavior preferences They will change significantly across different industries, but you have to be aware about that. And sixth, and probably the most important thing, where most of the questions will be asked, is the current affairs related to industry. Now, what are these current affairs? First, you have to understand the implication of budget 2024 on your industry. Is it positive? Is it negative? And if yes or if no, why? Second, what are the recent happenings? Who are the major players who are getting merged or acquired by others? Is there any investment coming up? Is there any regulation coming up? And is it going to impact the growth? Is it going to impact the industry landscape overall? Is it going to be sustainable for industry or not? What is going to be impact of it on customers? You have to understand all these parameters in detail. The easiest way is like keep yourself updated with the news and focus on the news which are specific to your industry. There is no way you can track it at single source. You have to read online, you have to read newspapers, and you have to be updated with the industry information. So that is all about understanding industry. If you master these 6 parameters, believe me, you're prepared more than enough to understand about industry in which you're working. And this will be more than enough for you to impress the interview panel with your industry knowledge. We'll cover the rest 2 parameters. That is understanding about your company and understanding about your job, about your role in the company. We'll cover that in another video. Till then, thank you so much. See you in another video. Bye.